Y'all, this is one of the most important weekends in astrology, and I don't think we're talking about it enough. Andrew Barbauld predicted COVID back in 2019 when he passed away, and it turned out to be accurate. He also predicted this time in history with the peak of this, what they're calling Barbauld's basket. I don't want to butcher his last name, but essentially there are going to be all of the outer planets sitting at 4 degrees or pretty close to 4 degrees. And he predicted that our timeline, our civilization is going to shift into a new level, into a new place, into a new timeline. Now, the biggest thing here is these are positive aspects. Honestly, it's going to be mostly trines and sextiles that are going to be happening between the fire signs and the air signs. So if you know astrology, let me break it down for you in case you don't. But if you do know it, you know how big of a deal this is. It's like really positive aspects happening between planets that really we haven't seen shift in our lifetime. Like, you have to think about Pluto moves every 20 years, Uranus moves every 7 years. So like the likelihood, even Uranus wasn't even recognized as a planet until a few years ago. So there is not a timeline before ours where all of these planets were making this aspect that we were tracking it and aware of it. So again, this gentleman predicted COVID, which at the time we're like, oh yeah, that's never going to happen. It did. Now it's AI, the world that we live in. And again, air has to do with intelligence, intellect, communication, the brain. So literally when you're talking AI, things that are going to be coming out in the public eye, conversations that are going to be had, right? Then on the fire side, you have action, drive, motivation, passion, anger, revolution. So when you combine all of this, a sextile is an aspect where like they're kind of working together and like it takes a little bit of work, but it benefits each other. Now a trine is a sextile on crack, meaning they are like two things that really, really balance each other out and work, like help to make the other one better, if that makes sense. Now, as you know, we have Neptune and we have Saturn currently in Aries. They're both going to be pretty close to 4 degrees. We have Jupiter that just moved into Leo. It's in the early degrees, I want to say degree number 1, but again, within a close enough orb that we can count it in this basket. And then we have Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, sitting in Aquarius. And we have Uranus that just moved into Gemini, that I believe it's around like 4 degrees right now. So dumbing it down, Jupiter is the planet of growth and expansion, and it's in the sign of Leo. So this is a very visible, performative, big heart center type of energy. Like that's where we're expanding, whatever area in your chart that it's in, right? We then have Saturn in Aries. Saturn is the planet of restriction. It's also the planet of karma. It's where life kind of forces us to look around, slow down, and correct what's not working, right? Then we have Neptune, also in the sign of Aries. Neptune is the planet of dreaminess, illusion, creativity. Again, in a sign where it's not exactly comfortable, because Aries is all about taking action, being impulsive, being revolutionary, being a leader, right? So in whatever area in your chart you have Aries, you have Saturn and Neptune that you've already been feeling the energy, but now it's making an aspect to Jupiter and Leo. Not only that, it's also making an aspect to Pluto in Aquarius, which we know Pluto moved into Aquarius last year, and Pluto is the planet of like death and rebirth, destruction, sex, death, money, the taboo, it all lives there. But it's in the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of AI, innovation, creativity. Like, to me, Aquarius is just brilliant intelligence that is almost ahead of our time. So again, whatever area in your chart this is happening in is also in focus. And then we have to factor in Uranus just moved into Gemini. So whatever house you have Gemini in, Uranus is the planet of chaos, and it's the planet of the unexpected. It brings upheaval, it brings change. So anywhere in your chart that Uranus is shifting right now, you're starting to feel like things are kind of falling apart in order to fall back together. So what does this mean? All of these planets who are outer planets, they're generational planets, they're planets that take a long time to move, right? They are all aspecting each other. They are all working together in order to bring change and transition. We have Pluto and Uranus bringing the unexpected and transformation, right? We have Neptune bringing a little bit of creativity and illusion into how we do that. Then we have Saturn, which means it's going to last. Whatever the changes are, built to last, because this is karma. This is cleaning up what's not working. And then we have Jupiter in Leo, which is going to bring expansion into the area of your chart where that lives. So what does that look like for the collective? We're going to see a massive change from this weekend forward. The energy is peaking now. Here in Madrid is the 19th and it's 4:40 p.m. So it's going to be peaking from today till about Monday or Tuesday on the 22nd, right? Now for you individually, you have to take a look at your chart. Like for me, being a Leo rising, Jupiter just moved into my first house. My 7th house is Aquarius, that is where Pluto currently is. My 9th house is where Aries is, that is where Neptune and Saturn are currently at. And then we have to look at Gemini, which is my 11th house, which is where Uranus moved, and it's actually pretty close to my sun at 6 degrees. So what does that mean for someone like me? Jupiter is bringing growth and expansion into my identity, into who I am, into how I speak, how I show up, what I look like. And I could tell you right now, I moved to Madrid, I started a whole new life. I lost an additional like 20 pounds. My entire life looks completely different from like a month ago. Number 2, my relationships, where Aquarius is. Pluto just moved in there maybe last year, but it's starting to kind of be felt now. It's pretty close to my North Node. I recently exited a relationship, which I know sounds bad, but it was actually like a thing that needed to happen to allow me to tap into my identity a little bit deeper, because it's almost like once you've gone through enough things, you kind of realize like, oh, I'm no longer available for that. And what before took me years, now just took me a couple of weeks to recognize and nip it in the bud. Now we're looking at Neptune and Saturn up in Aries in my 9th house. Mind you, I am currently traveling. I am a digital nomad. The 9th house has to do with travel. It also has to do with spirituality, your higher mind, your philosophy of life, what your beliefs are. And I can tell you right now, I am experiencing a shift in my beliefs that's coming through my relationships that is affecting my identity. Not only that, then we have to bring Uranus into my 11th house of Gemini. Again, I am traveling, I'm meeting new people, I'm networking, I'm connecting. Not only that, my sun is pretty close right now to Uranus. So my identity as a whole is shifting through the people that I'm meeting. So again, depending on what your chart looks like, find out where are these 4 signs for you? Where is this energy happening? Are you noticing the shifts? Are you noticing where life is trying to move you towards? And if you don't know how to figure it out, comment your rising and let me know if you want me to do this for you so I can give you a little bit more perspective of what to expect. But my loves, none of this is doom and gloom. I'm not one of those astrologers that's like, the world is ending, it's gonna change. No, babe. This just means change and upheaval and transformation is needed for the next timeline that we're moving into. Now, if you're somebody that's conscious and you're doing your inner work and you're growing as a person and you're focusing on shifting your mindset and just allowing things to fall away, this is a transit that's going to feel like, wow, I can breathe again. I have a new lease on life. I'm so excited to get out there and create and be myself. At least that's where I am, right? But if you're not on that spectrum and you realize everything is crumbling, whether it's a job you lost, a relationship that fell apart, a friendship that's not working, money that's not coming in, ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me? Remember, Saturn is involved. Saturn is going to bring lessons. Pluto is involved. Pluto is going to bring transformations. Uranus is involved. Uranus is going to bring the unexpected. Jupiter is going to force you to grow, but it always blesses you. And then Neptune kind of softens it up, but it also brings illusions that have to kind of be what's the word I'm looking for? Like they have to be shattered. You almost have to like let it break down so that you can see the reality of what you're looking at. So I love you. If this found you, I'm glad it did. Let me know how it landed. If you have questions, comment your rising. Let me know if you're a Leo rising and you're kind of in the same zone that I am. But I'm excited to dive deeper into more astrology, life, digital nomad, all the things, because for me, this shift that's been happening has been like an internal, it just reignited the part of me that's ready to go for it. And for a very long time, I was sitting here like in idle. Don't get me wrong, I've been loving the travel. It's been super fun, but I neglected the things that make me happy, like showing up online and talking, taking clients even. I was just busy doing. And now I'm doing things that feel good, but I also get to give back. So I love y'all. Let me know if this landed. If you have questions, comment your rising and I'll make you a response video. Bye.